In 1879, archaeologists in Babylon uncovered a cylindrical clay tablet. Etched into its surface is a decree from Persian King Cyrus, perfectly matching Isaiah's biblical prophecy. This cylinder is the historical anchor for the Book of Ezra, a masterclass on rebuilding when everything has collapsed. To understand the scale of the recovery, look at the depth of the ruin. For 70 years, the Israelites existed as a captive people, swallowed inside the sprawling, monumental brick towers of the Babylonian Empire. Yet the release of these captives didn't come from a violent uprising. It came through an executive order from a foreign king. The creator of the universe simply orchestrated the politics of a massive pagan empire to fulfill a promise to a defeated people. This diagram shows the brutal math of the release. Out of an estimated captive population of millions, only 50,000 people actually left Babylon. The vast majority chose the familiarity of captivity over the uncertainty of freedom. The journey for that tiny fraction led straight into a wasteland. The Jerusalem they returned to was completely leveled, reduced to ash, rubble, and debris. Look at any genuine recovery, and you see this exact pattern. It rarely begins with massive crowds. It starts with a dedicated fraction, a remnant, willing to abandon their comfortable routines to pursue a higher calling. Arriving in a defenseless, ruined city, you might expect the remnant's first priority to be building a fortress. Instead, before stacking a single defensive stone, they built an altar. They prioritized spiritual forgiveness and their relationship with God over their own physical security. That devotion immediately attracted hostility. Surrounding enemies launched an intense legal and political campaign against them, successfully halting the temple's construction for 16 long years. The breakthrough came through the very government the enemies tried to weaponize. King Darius investigated the archives and found Cyrus's original decree. He ordered the enemies to stop interfering and passed a strict law forcing them to fund the temple construction with their own tax revenue. The very people who tried to bankrupt the project were now legally required to bankroll it. It is this specific historical reversal, where opposition is transformed into a resource, that provides the physical evidence for the biblical promise that all things eventually work together for the good of those following a divine mission. Fast forward 60 years. The physical temple stands complete and restored, but inside, the reality is bleak. The people, including the leaders and priests, have compromised their morals and intermingled with the corrupt practices of the surrounding nations. Enter Ezra, a scribe preparing to lead a second group back. At the banks of the Ahava River, he makes a massive leap of faith. Rather than asking the Persian king for an armed military escort through dangerous territory, Ezra declares a fast. He chooses to rely entirely on God's protection for the journey. When he arrives and discovers the deep moral decay of the people, he doesn't shout. He doesn't launch a political campaign. He tears his clothes, falls to his knees in front of the temple, and weeps, confessing the sins of the nation as if they were his own. His tears expose a harsh truth about restoration. You can lay every brick perfectly and rebuild the grandest structures, but physical achievement is meaningless if the hearts of the people living inside remain locked in spiritual captivity. In biblical theology, there is a concept known as a type, a historical figure whose specific life events mirror the actions of the future Messiah. Ezra operates precisely as a type of Christ. Take a look at this matrix comparing the two figures. On the left side, Ezra leaves Babylon to free his people from moral decay. On the right side, Jesus leaves heaven to free humanity from the bondage of sin. The specific historical events of the return from exile act as a massive prophetic shadow. They point forward to a Savior whose ultimate mission is the permanent restoration of human souls, prioritizing internal healing over the stacking of physical stones. Ezra's influence didn't come from a political title, but from a specific personal discipline, a commitment to study the truth, embody it in his own actions, and then teach it to others. Even if you fail, the Book of Ezra introduces a profound concept called a little reviving. No matter how deep your spiritual bondage or complete your failure, grace will always provide a small lifeline of hope, a chance to start over. That is the ultimate guarantee embedded in this ancient text. When your internal life is aligned with this discipline, external opposition loses its power. No king, no legal threat, and no enemy can stop you. Because, as Ezra wrote again and again, the good hand of God is upon you.